time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived closer to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Just begin. I am rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1721. It's Friday, Feb 2026.
Maybe just stick to the script today, okay?
57 degrees, the record high on this day. That was 1981, and it was 20 below on two occasions, 1941 and 1989.
Where's the party?
Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Brooke,
Yes, sir.
remember we would put you up against Kamala Harris. She would give an answer to some geopolitical question, and then we had you answer.
Yes, during the campaign.
And it was a tie, if not you winning at all times. Let's do it again with you versus AOC.
Give me 1 second, sir.
Yeah, and now AOC was in Munich at a gathering of very important people, and they were asking each other these difficult world questions.
That somebody should know, somebody worldly should know an answer.
I can help you, Matthew. The first question in Munich was Kamala. My goodness, AOC was asked about her stance on Taiwan.
Yeah, that's the one I want to hear.
Thank you.
And you're not ready.
I'm
play.
ready. Yep. No, I'm ready.
We'll play AO first.
Okay.
And here's AO was, I think the specific question
Foreign
was
policy.
She was asked about should the United States intervene on behalf of Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion.
Offer. And to all of you, and Congressman, I'll start with you, would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a...
Today, Junior!
Is that not edited for real?
That's 100% authentic.
Matt Mikulski, a sitting congressman, do you think the USA should commit resources to defending Taiwan against the Chinese?
Not only should we set aside resources to help the Taiwanese in case of a Chinese invasion and such, we should be sure that all goods that are made in Taiwan are able to be sailed across the ocean blue into these great United States. And we should let China know that, hey, back off and such and so forth, that we mean business and the Taiwanese are our friendly people. And then I would end it with shay. Thank you.
I can pick it up after that answer.
I'd like to go back to AOC.
This is a...
Is it close?
This is, of course, a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Not a dime's worth of difference in the two answers. Not a dime's worth of difference.
Is that good or bad?
And you know what the official response of U.S. officials should be when asked that question, and it would have saved her? The U.S. position on that is we don't comment on that. She could have covered herself.
I want you to answer it. I want you to answer it, Joe. And you can't say we cannot comment. I want
That's my answer.
No, I want an answer.
He's a politician.
No, the game, Kenny, is rookie versus AOC.
I don't think you can answer any better. You know what? I don't think any of us can answer any better than her. And how does this? Now it sounds like I'm defending AOC.
You are.
I think I'm defending Rook. Actually,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think any of us can answer that question good.
Is this the bonus round?
Okay, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
After
John and
several moments of thought, he'll
Chris,
answer it.
get ready.
I believe
There was another question.
Okay, what was it?
There was a second question.
He wasn't even listening.
Who? Me?
You. We're going to ask you to answer the question too.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm like,
no comment.
Bomb everybody.
No comment.
No comment.
What's the other part of the question?
Well, she was also asked about a wealth tax.
Okay.
She was asked about a wealth tax.
I'd like to hear that.
In the same situation, just a different person asking this question.
Right.
So when you run for president, are you going to impose a wealth tax or a billionaire's tax?
I don't think that I don't think that anyone, and that we don't have to wait for any one president to impose a wealth tax. I think that it needs to be done expeditiously. You have the rest.
Jesus.
That was just coming down a different channel.
Representative Mikulski, when you are elected president, how will you impose a wealth tax? Or are you in favor of a wealth tax?
Not only will I not impose a wealth tax, I would say that the wealthy are already paying their fair share. I would say that the wealthy, the top 1%, is doing a fine job of funding these governmental programs that work or don't work, and there would be no need to add any tax burden to the wealthy.
I would add, if I
Please,
may.
please.
You know,
I yield the balance of my time.
I would add that all we have to do is close about 7,000 loopholes, and everyone would be better off.
The loopholes that they wrote.
The loopholes they wrote.
Right.
That won't get votes, though.
Dave Chappelle gave the greatest comment about Trump I've ever seen.
What do you say?
He said, I've never heard anyone be as blunt as Trump when he was asked about paying taxes, and he turned to Hillary Clinton and said, you write the taxes. You've been writing
The rules, the laws.
the law your whole life.
Yep.
And then Trump turned to Hillary and said, I take the same advantage with these taxes as you do. All your rich donors take advantage of the tax laws you wrote. And that's what I'm doing. And it was perfect. It was the right answer.
Yeah.
It was the right answer. These frauds pretend that they've had nothing to do with how the taxes are structured. They wrote the laws after constant hectoring and lobbying by the billionaires who they court.
So, unfortunately, though, when AOC said that, all of her supporters gave a big rousing cheers.
Of course.
Olé!
Yes.
Never seen a white male billionaire
Here it is.
screaming at the top of his lungs, this whole system is rigged. And the moderator said, well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, what would be your evidence? Remember what he said, bro? He said,
I absolutely used it, and so did Warren Buffett, and so did George Soros, and so did many of the other people that Hillary is getting money from.
no one ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to to punch him in the taxes. She said, this man doesn't pay his taxes. He shot right back.
See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president, and it's extremely complex.
And then he said,
She complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax code. Well, why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator? The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do. Hillary Clinton has friends that want all of these provisions.
and with that, my friends, the star was born.
Well, he's right. It's just wonderful.
Well,
He's
everybody's so fraudulent when they're on the campaign trail and they bring up taxes. You
But
know?
he wasn't. He gave you the answer.
Right.
Here's what all us rich people have been up to. We've
Right.
been taking advantage of the taxes, Hillary, that you never bothered to rewrite.
Have you been
That's why I go to
following?
people like Linda.
Have you been following what's happening in California with the tax the super wealthy?
Well, I would imagine some of them will try to leave. I noted that Spielberg is leaving, but I think the moron went to New York.
He did go to New York,
Well,
and
that's
when
not
asked,
going to help him any.
and when asked about it, he said it's been in the works for quite a while, and they wanted to be closer to his family.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I thought the same thing. He's going to get taxed there too, especially if he lives in the city, which I think he bought a place in the west. Huh?
Which
No,
borough?
I'm sure he's going to be overlooking Central Park.
Yeah, he's on the west side, Upper West Side.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to know who the 5 Minneapolis City Council people were who voted to punish hotels if they
Yes,
housed
please.
I have
ICE?
to know that.
The Minneapolis City Council voted 8-5 yesterday to renew the liquor licenses, so that's good. For 2 prominent downtown hotels. The decision to approve the renewals for the Canopy by Hilton and the Renaissance Minneapolis Hotel, the Depot, followed a period of intense scrutiny from progressive council members and activists, none of whom should be running a city. Despite testimony from hotel workers and community members regarding safety concerns, a majority of the council ultimately agreed with city staff and legal advisors that there was no lawful basis to deny the licenses. Let's see if I got the vote here. The debate was sparked by Metro Surge. Okay. Joining Rainville, Schaefer, and Vitaw in the majority were Jamal Osman, Jason Whiting, Soren Stevenson, Linda Palmisano, and Pearl Warren. The 5 council members who voted against renewing liquor licenses to a normal business operating in their city were Oren Chowdhury, Aisha Chugtai, Jason Chavez, Elliot Payne, and Robin Wamsley, all of whom were expected to argue that point. So that's what we noticed during this conflict was that city staff made themselves available to attend the city council meeting where this was being discussed. And the city staff, the people working behind the scenes who aren't necessarily as brain damaged as these 5 city council members, had to point out to the council that you have no grounds to do this. There is nothing in law. There's nothing in the charter. There's no precedent. You can't just, I'm paraphrasing what they told them. They were much more polite than that. But you can't just willy-nilly decide who you're going to allow to have a liquor license based on if you like them or not.
Makes for
It
good
doesn't
news.
work.
Makes for good news.
And then the city staff went back to their cubicles and sweated away trying to keep things on an even keel, I guess. But it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
It reminds me of kids that play house. These kids are playing.
They're playing city.
They're playing government. Let's play government.
Let's play government. So remember those names: Chowdhury, Chugtai, Chavez, Payne, Wamsley.
Have you seen a picture of Soren Stevenson?
If I have, I don't know.
I have never seen a man with a more perfect round head.
Really?
I mean, it is perfect.
Not just big, but round, huh?
No, I don't think it's big. It's a normal-sized head, but it's perfectly round.
Now you've intrigued me.
God, you're...
Oh, yeah.
No,
It's like a cue ball.
No, Joe, even if you saw it, you'd be,
wow, that's round.
I know, isn't it?
That is really
it's like
round.
a bowling ball.
It's very, very round.
What's his name?
Soren Stevenson.
He voted to renew the license.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
He is a democratic socialist, though.
Yeah, well, he's
got
an
he's got an amazing round head, John.
You remind me of pictures. I might have been Super 70 Sports, had a picture of the Montreal Canadian bench, probably from the 50s.
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting there. I got to look it up. There was a guy sitting there, and I think Super 70, whoever did this, said, Frankenstein's monster lives. The guy looked like Frankenstein. His head was real long and flat on top, just like Frankenstein. It was the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
Well, who was Gump? Gump Worsley?
No, it wasn't Worsley.
Gump had a frightening face.
It was a forward or a defenseman who not only was tall, but his head was elongated, and then the top of his head was flat. And his face was real chiseled as though he was created by a mad scientist. It was the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I don't know if you can find it, really. And if you did, I don't know how that would help the
guys like that should be able to get head model jobs.
Oh, God, it was wonderful. Just wonderful. And I know my hockey, and I can't remember that guy. It was just, you'd have to just find... You'd have to Google Montreal Canadian images from the 1950s and hope for a bench shot where the guy's sitting on the bench, because it's really good. It's really good. None of them have round heads.
I'm sorry I got us distracted, but I couldn't stop looking at his round head. It's so perfect.
Now, yesterday, you might even say that with the help of Jay Coles, the story was broken on GL that the Inspector General bill disappeared. That was the bill that was going to create an independent Inspector General, independent of the government and legislature, invested with powers to even make arrests when it came to fraud. And now we learn that Republicans and Democrats in the legislature all say they want to create an office of the Inspector General, but for the second year in a row, there's no agreement on how to make that happen. Well, they had an agreement. Fraud prevention isn't about politics, said Representative Matt Norris, DFL Blaine, at a hearing of the House, State, Government, Finance, and Policy Committee. The Wednesday hearing seemed to be mostly about politics. Norris introduced a so-called Delete Everything Amendment. So it's Representative Matt Norris, DFL Blaine, who introduced the Delete Everything Amendment that essentially completely replaced a Senate bill that passed the DFL-controlled Senate by a wide margin.
60-7, Joe. 60-7.
Minnesota deserves an OIG with independence. What's that? Outside Inspector General? Office of Inspector General?
Right. He answers to no one. It's part of correct.
Minnesota deserves an OIG with independence, transparency, and the sweeping investigative powers to get this essential work done, Norris said. But this bill makes big changes to the Senate bill, including elimination of an enforcement bureau within the OIG, leaving that to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Financial Division. It also allows a governor to appoint someone to the OIG position who is not on a list recommended by an independent commission. His bill also increases the cost of the OIG at a difficult budget time. So was Norris being the good guy here? Norris said the bill before us would allow the governor to appoint someone. Would Norris be opposed to that? He's a Democrat. Boy, is this confusing.
Norris, I saw him on the news. So I can't figure that out. Is he pro or against? If he's calling for one where the governor still has the power, then he's against it.
His attempt to replace the Senate bill stalled on a 7-7 vote in the tied Minnesota House, with all Republicans voting against it because they had no input. In Representative Norris' words, this is a wide-sweeping, grandiose, delete-everything amendment, and we were not consulted, said committee co-chair Representative Jim Nash Waconia. Nash also criticized Democrats for not allowing any debate about the proposal before it went down on a tie vote. Well, I think then with the way I would continue to interpret this is it's still covering for higher-ups. And Nora's saying, well, we can't have Walz appoint someone. That looks good, but I
have the wording.
I don't trust any of this.
Right.
I have the wording of Democrat Heather, what's her last name? Gustafson's bill. Let me just read this to you, lines A through D. The Inspector General serves as an independent entity responsible for ensuring accountability, transparency, and integrity in the operations of state agencies and programs. In exercising the Inspector General's powers and duties, the Inspector General is in the executive branch and must operate independently of all state executive branch agencies and report directly to the governor. The Inspector General must not be subject to direction or interference from any executive or legislative authority.
Well, that's gone.
Correct.
The whole thing is gone.
Yep.
So what we have here is an elected body that you can plug in your own reason has failed to come up with a way to continue to investigate fraud and prevent it in the future. They failed to come up with that.
Did you happen to see the piece in Alpha News this morning? It's a bit of a he said, she said thing with Driscowski and Heather.
I did not.
He recalled her accepting a phone call. They were in a meeting, and this was some time ago, evidently, and she accepted a phone call from the governor, and he said that the governor asked her to shut it down. In a statement to Alpha News, Gustafson said that Senator Driscowski's statement that I did a great job on the OIG bill is correct. However, his recollection of my conversation with Governor Walz is inaccurate. Mm-hmm. So Steve is saying that the governor called her and said to shut it down. She's saying that didn't happen.
Well, and she can back that up with a fact. She didn't shut it down.
Right. And in this case, I tend to believe her. I mean, we talked to her for a good 30 minutes on Krabby. And she wasn't a typical politician spouting unbelievable nonsense like a lot of them are.
It is truly, truly a mess here. Now, if you think this is confusing, imagine if you're even in a minor accident and it requires dealing with insurance companies. Get a hold of Bradshaw and Bryant personal injury attorneys. The insurance companies and their adjusters can be difficult. You need somebody on your side. Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant and his team are there to explain your rights, represent you, and help you through that tough time. Bradshaw and Bryant hopes you're never in an accident. But if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com for a free case evaluation. And please don't be a part of the problem. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. We might talk to Reavers about this in a moment. That's just common sense from Bradshaw and Bryant.
is a man who spends hours in hardware stores sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Such, I've been sitting on a fun email here that involves you. On the 211 podcast, you and Joe were discussing the idea of a device that would automatically add seafoam to an engine at regular intervals. It reminded me of something somewhat the same that Packard did in the 30s, where a container under the hood was filled with gear oil, and it was automatically sent to all the chassis lubrication points, negating the need for regular grease jobs. Have you ever seen anything like that, Such?
Yeah, on my boat, the gear oil is in a container like windshield wiper fluid or something.
Really?
And it administers itself to the drive unit, and then it warns you if it's low.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this in old turn-of-the-century steam tractors. Really fascinating. And then he goes on to say, by the way, this is from Nathan in Michigan. Nathan goes on to say, I wanted to let you know that I work at a diesel fuel injection shop in Michigan where we rebuild fuel injection pumps, injectors, and turbochargers. For us, Chris Reavers, stuck and rusty fasteners aren't just an occasional annoyance. They're a way of life, and Deep Creep has been our penetrating oil of choice for many years now. Nothing else seems to work quite as well, and no other product stands up to the heat from a torch as well as Deep Creep does. In our professional environment, it's the only choice. That's from Nathan in Michigan. And the only thing I have to add there is both of these products available, widespread availability. Go to an auto parts store, go to your NAC hardware store, a big box store, and you'll find both the Deep Creep and the engine treatment. Seafoam, a wonderful world in a world. How does that go? A wonderful product in a world of bad. Put me to bed.
We
got you.
You're right. Something bad must be happening with the Epstein files. Trump is ordering the release of alien and UFO files.
According to, does he have a daughter-in-law? Laura Trump?
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's somebody named Laura. I don't know what the relationship is.
I read a piece earlier this week saying that he's been hinting at family gatherings that he's about to release something about aliens.
He's directing the government. He's directing the Pentagon and other government agencies to identify and release files related to extraterrestrials and unidentified flying objects. Trump shared the news last night when he was wandering around not sleeping. And he's playing off a podcast that Barack Obama was on recently when Obama was asked about aliens, and Obama expressed a belief, but Obama did say, I have no evidence. So Trump is accusing Obama of releasing classified information. Although Obama didn't release anything because he said, I have no evidence and I didn't see anything. I just believe that this is real. And so Trump's angle on this is, well, I'm going to release it and Obama shouldn't have given you that classified information.
What do you think the reaction will be when all world governments in unison acknowledge the fact that not only do they exist, but they're here, we've studied their technology, and on and on and on? What do you think the world's going to do? How are we going to react to that?
Well, I can only answer personally. I would be very calm if some alien showed up at the door. I would just say, how you doing? Where you been?
I would hope that it would be madness in the streets, like when the Twins won the World Series. Remember downtown Minneapolis, and it was just insanity? That's what I'm hoping for.
mean a frivolity insanity or just chaos?
Yeah, chaos. Yeah.
See, I've told you that I think if the flying saucer hovered above the earth and a guy came out with a megaphone and said, "You people really got to get your act together," okay. I think that would be very sobering.
You're taking me to my next question. Yeah. How would the politicians start blaming each other's parties for this?
Oh, they would.
Or has it already started?
They probably already would. And there would be no politics involved. This would just at
Joe,
that point the world should be stunned into a togetherness.
There's politics involved when the wind blows harder than 50 miles an hour. I mean, come on.
But if the guy leans out the door of his saucer and he's got
a sliding window,
yeah, and
right?
he's got the
like
megaphone.
on an old DC-3.
Have you ever seen? Well, it's called the greatest UFO interview ever. It's a British woman. It's not AI as near as I was able to determine. It's a British woman talking about being outside, hanging up clothes on her line. Her 6-year-old was playing, and this saucer appears in the adjoining field, very low and looking at them. And she told her son, go back to the house. And he didn't, and she just kept gazing at this thing. But the best part of it was, she had the delightful English accent. The best part of it was she said they looked at me as though out of pity.
Well, it was one ordinary day. I was waiting for my husband to come home from work, and my 2 sons went to Seifert to school, and I was getting changed, and I heard this terrific noise. It was just like a giant cauldron of water being poured onto a fire, a shh sort of noise, you know. And the first reaction was, oh, the children. I thought maybe a plane was crashing or something like that. And I slipped my jumper on and went outside to find my 2 sons lying flat on the ground in the garden in front of the house, shouting, "Mummy, Mummy, there's a flying saucer." Well, naturally, I just said, "Come on, don't be stupid. Come in the house." But felt sort of a strange sensation. Wended my way up the side of the house to where we had a pump where we used to get all our water from, and automatically looked up to see this, all I can describe, this huge Mexican hat. It was stationary, this thing, and it was bright silver in colour, and it had a dome. It was tilted to sort of, I could see the occupants in it.
You saw people in it?
I saw people in it. There were 2 people in there. These people were beautiful people. That's the only way I can describe them. They had long golden hair, like a page boy bob, just like the old kings. You used to see photographs of the old kings. And the colour of the hair was golden. Now, I was really...
What were they dressed in?
They had a sort of a polo neck jumper affair, like a ski top suit, in pale blue. Now, these people weren't sat one behind the other. They were sat together, but this, whatever it was tilted so that I could see them and they could see me.
Were you looking at them through windows, through portholes? Or
no, not portholes. It was just sort of like a cockpit, I suppose, but had this perspex or glass or whatever it was. They could see me anyway, and I could see them. And they had beautiful faces. I shall never forget their faces as long as I live. Their foreheads seemed to be a bit larger than, you know, the bottom of their faces as normal people you would expect to see. But maybe this was just whatever they had round their heads, which was like a transparent fishbowl. And they just looked, and I was absolutely paralytic with fear. I couldn't move, although my mind was ticking over. And they looked so sympathetic that I was just mesmerized for what seemed to be, ages, but it could have only been seconds. And I turned to sort of look down at the boys, was unaware that they were with me because I was so absorbed. And the next thing, I looked up and it was gone.
How low had it been?
It had been the height, I couldn't tell you. But the house that you've seen, it was just on top of the roof. It was hovering on top of the roof.
How big was it compared with the size of the house?
It swallowed the whole circumference of the roof. I couldn't see, the roof was completely blotted out.
This thing was 10 foot tall.
Exactly.
He had beautiful hair.
Joe, I could see why someone with diminished mental faculties would believe that lady. She tried hard, but it reminded me a lot of a movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I wonder if her husband went inside and built a replica of Devil's Tower.
Okay, smart ass. Let me tell you something.
Hi, Joe.
Let me tell you something.
Right now.
She was wonderful, but the long golden hair and the upside down fishbowl, that kind of it almost felt like she had to describe him that way.
To me, she was describing a fly bridge on like a fishing yacht.
Yeah, but
like a
I
secondary
love the
home.
idea that she said they looked at her sympathetically.
Yeah.
Because she was careworn. If you see the video of it, she's not a babe. She's a mother out in the country. She's got
I was hoping they'd come back tomorrow.
careworn clothes on, and now she's either a brilliant actress who just gave wonderful response to the. Was it a Monty Python bit?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I don't think so. She did. Watching the video,
Yeah.
it seemed authentic and genuine.
It really did.
It did.
But Kenny doesn't like to have fun, so he
Here, I do like to have fun. Look at this.
That's Frankenstein.
This is for the GLers.
You got his name, Rook?
Matthew, look at the monitor.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's this guy. That is Claude Provost.
Claude Provost.
Claude Provost. He played for Montreal.
What years?
It was.
I had to know that.
Let's see. 50 playing career 55 to 70.
Yeah.
So he won 9.
My God, he would have
Stanley
played here.
Cups.
He would have played here at the Met Sports Center.
Yep, in 66 to 69. And let's see, he was an all-star game. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And somebody said if Hull is in the Hall of Fame, and he said, if you asked him who was your toughest competition, he would have said Claude Provost.
Really?
I
Doing my
wonder
research here. Yeah.
what was his off-season job, because they all had off-season
He
jobs.
worked he did the state fair circuit.
He checked out at 50 years old.
He died
in
at 50?
84.
Oh.
Heart attack while on vacation in Hallandale, Florida.
Hallandale's right Fort Lauderdale area.
He has 3 kids.
Yeah, they all have the big heads, I wonder.
That I don't know.
Rough childbirth.
Yeah, mom was. I mean, he's got it all.
Kenny,
I wonder, did his head get gripped by those big
Show me that
doctor
picture,
tongs?
Rook. Show me that
Is
picture.
that why?
Which one?
Where is he?
Looking at pictures on a podcast.
What were you going to say, Matt? Chris?
Jesus. Well, I'm trying,
Which one do you want? You want the
Claude
original?
Provost.
These are all Claude Provost.
Oh, those are all
this
him?
is something
Yeah.
that could be done while we're not doing the show.
These are all him.
I suppose.
I gave
You
it
can
a
do
try,
your own,
Chris.
That's better.
I know.
That bench picture just captured him at an ironic moment.
Kenny,
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes.
this is going to help convince you that in fact, that video was in fact real of that woman in the UK, but there is another piece of video. This is a little bit closer to home.
Yeah.
This is in Texas with the same type of observation.
Okay.
Tell me what happened, what you guys experienced out here. It must have been scary.
Man, it was this morning. I was up watching TV, and then it flashed across the TV saying bad weather in the Waller County area affected to 2:43 a.m.
Sure.
And I posted it on my Facebook page. Soon I posted on my Facebook page. It said, "Kapooyah, kapooyah!" And your boy, that hell just came in. I looked at opened my door, and I looked out my door and started hitting me in my head. I took out running, ran to my restroom, and then I called my mama to see was she all right.
Chris, I'd like to inform you about something that
Basically the same thing, Chris. You're right.
That wasn't. See, that had nothing to do. That had nothing to do with the Chris. That was weather related.
Chris, certainly as believable. That's for sure.
I believe the lady in England. I'm on record.
Yeah.
You don't
John,
believe the
do you?
Kapooyah lady?
No, I thought she was higher than a kite when I was listening to it.
Oh. Well, I don't think
She
so.
did look like she had just got done hanging clothes in the front yard.
Tired.
She accidentally got into the edibles, and instead of having a half of one,
See,
ate the
you
whole
guys-
damn bag.
Did you believe it, Gabe? Yeah, Gabe believed it, and I believed it.
Well, Gabe will believe anything you tell him to believe.
He's getting
Sycophant Junior.
Right. He learned well, didn't he?
Look
This
up
is for,
the
Kenny
commander,
only.
the Navy commander, David Fravor.
Okay, now I was going to bring that up.
See the guy off
Gabe.
San Diego was chasing
Yeah.
the TikToks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believed him too.
Yeah, those are believable stories.
Well, so
with
is this
video.
old lady in England.
That sounded
Chris,
like.
can you get a year on that? The
It
lady?
sounded like Gummy's
1954.
talking
It was
to me, Joe.
54.
1954.
See, there was no humor in 1954, so that was real.
Yeah, I know. Bob and Ray were famous.
No, only on the radio.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm coming through there, Reavers.
It was too soon after the war. They still
they
weren't
funny
smiling.
yet, man. They still
weren't
had
funny.
bombshells in the yard, and it was not, that wasn't funny yet.
If I may send a message to Mr. Olson, check your phone, Kenny. I found a picture of Claude on a sled.
Really?
Whoa.
So
A snowmobile, you mean?
snowmobile, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a UFO?
Claude was a handsome guy. That bench picture is weird.
Yeah.
He's on a Panther. Here, see if that camera picks that up.
He's got a big cigar hanging out of his mouth while he's riding.
That's Claude.
Yeah, that's one of the pictures that he's got here on the
Kenny,
on the Google.
Based upon circumference, would you guess that head is bigger than the farmer fathead picture we've got on the?
Well, see, the farmer fathead is bulbous. It's kind of like a watermelon standing up on its end.
Yeah.
Claude is like a concrete block.
Bulbous.
You know, I get very jealous now when you guys bring this up because we measured heads.
Yeah,
I
and you
have
won.
The biggest. I have the biggest.
Height has
head.
a bigger
How
head
do
than
you
you.
hide it?
But
You-
I don't know how that
somehow-
happened.
Yeah,
But
somehow
Kenny's
you
right.
can-
Mine is just out there. I mean, it hits.
And I don't know what happened to my neck. I used to have a neck.
Are you in fact the
I don't
only
have-
staff member to have actually measured your head while on duty?
Yes, I can.
While on duty.
While on duty, yes.
Where did we do that? Was that at an appearance or the fair?
The liquor
Did a
fair.
Maple-
didn't we?
No, we did
Wisconsin.
that.
No, original was Maple.
Oh,
Yeah,
at that-
Tattersall.
At Tattersall.
Tattersall. That's
yeah.
where we did
We're
it.
going to take a break,
Ooh,
but I
that
must
is-
tell you that this entire show is devoted to Claude Provost.
All right.
Rook, I need you to take your job more seriously. North American
You're
Banking
right.
Company.
That is, Matthew, you're right.
He's putting on the Ritz. Okay. It's banking done differently, and they have been at it since 1998, creating a better banking experience. And you know what?
What?
You might think a community bank hasn't updated those online and mobile banking tools since about 2010.
A lot of them have
I
not.
bet they have.
And many of them have not, but not North American Banking Company. They offer the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks, and you can see it for yourself. Your first step is checking them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently, and it doesn't matter what you're looking to do. Just open up a new account for you, for your family, for your business. It doesn't matter. They also can help you buy that new home you've been thinking about, that new car you've been dreaming about, or maybe you're just looking to update something inside of your home. They can make all of that so easy to navigate, but you got to check them out online. It's nabankco.com to learn more. With 6 easy and convenient Twin Cities locations to serve you. It's 50th in France, Roseville, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. nabankco.com to learn more. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Speaking of the Earth, wow, what a great segue. She heats up, she cools down. She heats up, she cools down. Hopefully you're ready. We're in the throes of the heating season, so if your furnace or heating unit is making some funny noises, get in touch with Boelter Heating, online at welterheating.com. If you put that AC unit to bed last year and it was making noises, now is the time to have them come out. They've got certified techs that will come out, and they will come out 24/7 if you need it, but let's hope that you're putting the problem to bed prior to that by calling 612-825-6867. They've been serving the metro area for a long time, 175 years. No, it's actually like 120, but it's 4 generations. I'm teasing Rick a little bit because he wanted the exact number. And I will tell you this right now. The Boelter family with 4 generations, they do a great job of serving the Twin Cities. And they will show up, give you a good estimate, and they get in and out. How do I know this? Because I've had work done at my home with Boelter. You can trust them. As we wind up this ad here, 612-825-6867. Give me the wind up one more time, please. welterheating.com. For your shelter, the only people you should use are the family Boelter.
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. Federal prosecutors still working to determine if they'll seek the death penalty against Vance Boelter, the man charged with killing a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband and shooting a state senator and his wife. Boelter charged with killing Minnesota House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark and injuring Senator John Huffman and his wife Yvette. This hearing this morning was the first without the former lead prosecutor, Harry Jacobs. Why isn't Harry there?
Why?
Well, why do you think, Chris? He resigned from the U.S. Attorney's Office and is now in private practice. 2 federal prosecutors, Bradley Endicott and Matthew Forbes, remain on the case. Jacobs, one of more than a dozen federal prosecutors to leave the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota in recent weeks, citing concerns over the politicization of the Justice Department by the Trump administration.
You know, a thought occurred to me about Hortman yesterday. The bill that was denied, whether it was by the governor, whoever, that we were talking about extensively yesterday. If Hortman was still around, would this bill have been passed?
No. In fact, in my research yesterday, she was one of the first people to say it should not be passed.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's a story from, I don't remember, it was maybe last March of 25. February.
But didn't she, John, help me, did she not come out in support of some type of...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I read the story, but I don't have enough of it in my memory.
No, it's okay.
She was a sane DFLer.
Yeah, I guess that's my point, as I didn't know if maybe her presence was
and
still...
of all the bad things I've said about Walz and will continue to, I want Walz to remember I've defended him. I don't think he put a hit out on Melissa using Boelter.
Oh, goodness, no, no.
That's what Boelter claimed. I don't think Walz did that. But that won't stop me from continuing to be critical of him.
It's funny, the sane senators and representatives in both parties, we don't hear from them enough, do we?
No, never.
Back to the federal prosecutors, a different story. The office in Minnesota, as we said, has been gutted by that wave of career officials resigning or retiring over objections to the Trump administration. And because of all this, 12-time convicted felon Corey McKay caught a break. With a 3-decade record of violent crime that includes strangling a pregnant woman and firing a shotgun under a person's chin, McKay was scheduled to stand trial next month on methamphetamine trafficking charges that would have locked him up for 25 years. Instead, he walked free after the prosecutor on his case retired. Trump administration says its aggressive immigration enforcement has improved public safety, but left in its wake is a greatly weakened U.S. Attorney's Office, where many prosecutors didn't like the way President Trump's political appointees at the Justice Department managed them. Offices in other states, from New York to Virginia, have also been affected by resignations as prosecutors object to what they see as the politicization. I hate that word. I can't say it.
I know. I always figure a workaround word for that one. I cannot pronounce that.
Of decision-making under the administration. But Minnesota has been hit especially hard. A growing number of defendants are beginning to escape accountability as the remaining prosecutors are forced to dismiss some cases, kill others before charges are filed, and seek plea agreements and delays. Local officials worry the office will be unable, at least temporarily, to bring charges against some of the state's most serious offenders. After asking for a delay to find someone to take McKay's case, the office led by Trump appointee Daniel Rosen dropped it so abruptly that even McKay's lawyer didn't know about the move until after her client had been released from custody. McKay's lawyer, Jean Brandl, said this was completely surprising to me. She says she hasn't been able to reach him, but said, I can guarantee you he's happy about what happened. A man with a history of aggression toward Muslims has received a nearly 7-year prison term for setting fires on successive days that damaged 2 Twin Cities mosques. 39-year-old Jackie Little of Edina, sentenced on February 19th in U.S. District Court in Minneapolis after pleading guilty to 1 count each of arson and damage to religious property, the latter considered a federal hate crime. Little set fire on April 23, 2023 to Masjid Omar Islamic Center in Minneapolis, and the next day he ignited a much more serious blaze at the Masjid al-Rahma Mosque in Bloomington. Another charged in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. Fahima Mahomed faces 1 count of wire fraud, according to charging documents filed last week. Court documents say that Mahomed operated a daycare center in Minneapolis called Future Leaders Early Learning Center and claimed to
Was learning spelled correctly?
I thought it was a Leering Center.
Claimed to have served thousands of meals per day under sponsorship from Feeding Our Future.
Wow.
The criminal complaint notes that Future Leaders initially had modest claims that totaled less than $10,000 a month. However, by the end of 2020, the claims ballooned, and by the middle of 2021, the site claimed to serve more than 1,000 kids every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Was this a female?
What a wonderful guy.
Yes.
That's very kind of her to feed 1,000 kids a day.
Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
During that time period, Future Leaders received more than $850,000 from Feeding Our Future, more than 6 times what the site spent on food. Mohammed is the 79th person to be charged in the Feeding Our Future.
I wonder if any
case.
BMW salesman worked the Cedar Riverside area and just distributed their card. Hey, come and see me when you
Right.
Once you got
Would have
the
been a good
loot.
place for a dealership.
I got come out and see me.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think they didn't even try to, go 1,008 and maybe 994,
No.
straight 1,000 every day?
Keep the numbers even, right?
Joe,
1,000 kids a day. That's amazing.
BMW, I mean, we're talking E-class wealth here.
Okay, they went to Mercedes or Lexus or something.
What would you get if you were feeding 1,000
He'd
kids a
throw
day?
on that AMG package, I can tell you that.
I would not be worried about it.
Okay.
The Lake Minnetonka Klondike Dog Derby is now canceled for a 3rd straight year due to a lack of snow.
What just snowed?
Earlier this month, the 2026 race was pushed back from Valentine's Day to March 7th in the hopes that there'd be more snow. But a week of spring-like temps coupled with rain erased all of Lake Minnetonka's snowpack.
We just got a new covering. What do these people want?
Leaving pools of water on the surface. The stuff we got up here is already melted the other day.
You know that they didn't get any snow at all in Taylor's Falls? The ground is bare.
Sometimes it works that way.
How do you know this?
And now our
Why
weather.
are you in Taylor's Falls?
I was looking at a camera this morning. They have a camera right at that main intersection.
Good cover.
The Klondike
cover. Good cover. Very clever, Kenny. I was testing you.
Are you saying it was a romantic tryst with a Forest Lake girl?
Good meeting place.
The Klondike Dog Derby has only been run 3 times since its inaugural race in 2020. In past years, the event has drawn tens of thousands of visitors to the Excelsior area.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
These people are goofy. You just had 7-8 inches of snow on Lake Minnetonka. Hold the damn race. I'm not buying this.
I'd stay off the lake, I think.
I'll run around the shoreline.
Okay.
Have you seen any of the fish houses that have sunk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would anybody have their fish house on the ice right now, or let alone a pickup truck?
What happens, Matthew, is the ice under a fish house gets thinner than the rest of the ice for some reason.
Maybe because they have heaters in them.
And I don't, let's not speculate why. It just makes us look dumb.
Yeah, we had, and I didn't use this story only because I didn't want to, but
listen, idiot.
Now I guess I'll mention it. We had 2 deaths last week of people who fell through ice.
Well,
I don't want that.
So anyway, Matt, with the combination of the rain and the warm temperatures and the thin ice, kerplunk, they've been going through.
Jeez.
So what Kenny is trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is if you got that car you've been trying to get rid of, pull her out on the old White Bear right now.
Trying to dump that BMW that you just got because you were feeding kids.
When the doctor gives me the long face, I fully intend to run a car across the Mississippi as fast as possible. I'm just going to spin it up.
The
and
long face.
And I'm going to let her fly. Maybe the Hidden Falls Park there on the St. Paul side.
That's where you can get a good jump start, a running start.
Yeah.
When the doctor gives me the long face, I kind of like that.
Like a Claude Provost face.
Yes. It's from a John. It's from a John Wayne movie.
In national and international news, the Supreme Court struck down President Trump's far-reaching global tariffs this morning, handing him a significant loss of an issue crucial, he says, to his economic agenda. The 6-3 decision centers on tariffs imposed under an emergency powers law, including the sweeping reciprocal tariffs he levied on nearly every other country. It's the first major piece of Trump's broad agenda to come squarely before the nation's highest court, which he helped shape with the appointments of 3 conservative jurists in his first term. The majority found that the Constitution, quote, very clearly gives Congress the power to impose taxes, which include tariffs. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote as part of the decision the framers did not vest any part of the taxing power in the executive branch. As expected, Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, and Brett Kavanaugh dissented. The majority did not address whether companies could get refunded for the billions they've collectively paid in tariffs. A lot of companies, including Costco, have already lined up for refunds in court, and Justice Kavanaugh noted the process could be complicated. The Supreme Court ruling comes despite a series of short-term wins on the court's emergency docket that have allowed the president to push ahead with extraordinary flexes of executive power on issues ranging from high-profile firings to major federal funding cuts.
John, from today's Wall Street Journal, the dollar is not strengthening because of tariffs. Instead, the tariffs are causing an increase in post-tariff prices of goods that are still imported, alongside a modest decrease in the volume of imports. Americans are paying higher prices or pay in the form of less choice.
John, I forget if I told you to pause at your midway point of your newscast.
You did tell me to forget.
You told him to go right through.
Yes, you did.
Then that's my apologies, because right now I'd like to tell you about Linda Keller and KellerTaxService.com. You know what? I know all of you love to sign over that check to either the IRS or the Minnesota.
I sure don't.
Isn't that a fun time, Joe?
No, it isn't.
Do you give it a little extra oomph when you're writing out that check?
Especially in this state where you know it's just literally wasted.
Chris, I used my federal return to pay my Minnesota bill off.
Man. Yeah. What a hell of a system. But hey, that's why we need Linda and KellerTaxService.com, where you can book your appointment, or if you'd like to, you can call her directly at 320-352-0013. And Mike Fredoloni had a great point about her yesterday. You better get on that schedule, because typically here's what happens. The last couple of weeks of runs on her ads is thanking everybody for filling up her schedule entirely.
Holy crap, I better get on it.
That's what I'm saying. I got to send mine in as well. But book that appointment online at kellertaxservice.com. And as long as you're on that website, she does an amazing job of updating all sorts of different tax information right there on her site. And you know what? It doesn't matter what you're looking to do. Married, if you're single, if you're whatever, you have a business, it doesn't matter. She handles all types of returns for all types of people. And you know what? All over the entire country. Doesn't matter where you live. Linda will take care of you, your family, and also your business. Once again, go to kellertaxservice.com, book your appointment today, and please do me a favor, and thanks to all you GLers that have already done so, but mention to her that you heard about her here on the Garage Logic podcast.
Thanks, Chris. New figures on the economy from the government this morning, and they're not good. U.S. growth slowed more than expected near the end of 2025 as the government shutdown impacted spending and investment, while a key inflation metric showed high prices are still a factor for the economy. Gross domestic product rose at an annualized rate of just 1.4%, according to the Commerce Department, well below the Dow Jones estimate of a 2.5% gain. Consumer spending increased at a slower pace for the period, while government spending tumbled sharply in a quarter marked by the record-length shutdown. President Trump's Board of Peace held its inaugural meeting yesterday in Washington, D.C. The body, made up of more than 20 countries planning to oversee the reconstruction of Gaza, among other efforts. The U.S. and 9 other countries will contribute $17 billion to the board and its Gaza relief plan. That funding falls well below the projected $70 billion needed to rebuild after an estimated 80% of Gaza buildings were damaged or destroyed in the war with Israel. 5 countries will contribute troops to a stabilization force, including 20,000 soldiers and 12,000 police officers. Separately, the president said a decision on whether to attack Iran will come within the next 10 to 15 days. The U.S. has built up the most air power in the Middle East since the 2003 Iraqi war.
Is the Iran battle break glass, smoke Luckies, don't have to pay my mortgage anymore?
I don't know anymore.
Gotcha.
It's just
This is the way too early official 2028 campaign video that has been launched by the camp for AOC and Kamala Harris. 25 seconds. You have to hear it because so did I.
Listen, billionaires should not exist. What we need is a wealth tax on white men. Unemployment is just a colonial mindset. Inflation, that's just price shaming. And if you disagree, that's just internalized capitalism and misogyny.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing. And that time is every day. And when we do what we've been doing, we will have done it. Because doing is about unburdening what has been.
I'm voting.
See, I think we should have stricter restrictions on voting.
See how you're screwed any way you look at it?
Doesn't matter.
Both
No
sides.
matter what.
No matter what. You're just done.
Yeah.
Raising some eyebrows, a new banner unveiled yesterday at the Department of Justice.
I disapprove, John.
Large image of President Trump raising
First
eyebrows.
place.
Under the photo, the slogan, "Make America Safe Again." Now, traditionally, as we should know, White House leaders distance themselves from the Department of Justice to show the department is politically impartial. That is, as we probably know, not been the case with the Trump administration. The president has frequently weighed in on federal prosecutions and investigations, marking a stark change from past years. In 2025, the president submitted 2 claims against the DOJ, seeking for himself $230 million in damages. The president took a victory lap during a speech at the DOJ headquarters last March, which turned the heads of critics who have accused him of launching a retribution campaign on his political opponents with the help of Attorney General Pam Bondi. Last year, as tourism grew worldwide, the U.S. was the only major destination to see a decline in foreign visitors, recording a 6% drop, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council, an industry group. January saw a continued decline in inbound visitors, down 5% from January of 2025. Visitors from Canada, usually the second largest source of U.S. tourism after Mexico, plunged 28% in January compared to January of 2024. Other key markets like Germany and France also recorded significant declines, while Britain, the largest long-haul source market for U.S. tourism, saw marginal growth of about 0.5% compared to the previous year. Researchers at Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis have developed a method to predict when someone is likely to develop symptoms of Alzheimer's disease using a single blood test. In a new study published yesterday in Nature Medicine, the researchers demonstrated that their models predicted the onset of Alzheimer's symptoms within a margin of 3 to 4 years. That could have implications, obviously, for both clinical trials developing preventive Alzheimer's treatments and for eventually identifying individuals likely to benefit from the treatments. More than 7 million Americans live with Alzheimer's disease, with health and long-term care costs for Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia projected to reach $400 billion, according to the Alzheimer's Association. This massive public health burden currently has no cure, but predictive models could help efforts to develop treatments that prevent or slow down the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease.
You take the blood test, and they say, well, you're a strong candidate. You're going to get this.
Yeah.
What do? You start wearing a helmet, or what?
Jeez.
How do you deal with it?
How do you slow it?
What in 1870, if a guy was 75 and he wasn't making sense, what did they say?
Well, in 1870, you probably weren't making it to 75.
They asked him to go stand out on the ice in late March.
Yeah.
Matt,
go get my fish.
No, it's time for Matt's tutorial.
Uh-oh.
They weren't Mad Hatters, Matt. That term, Mad Hatters, comes from people who worked in hat factories and were exposed to a great deal of lead. And they became nuts. So they had.
You know, they may have had a nickname for him.
Is that a medical term, Joe? Nuts?
Yeah, they went nuts.
They probably just thought, well, this guy's old and senile, right?
Yeah, grandson is, look at him. He's out there looking at the horses again. You know,
the Mad Hatters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mad Hatters.
John, thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Is that going to do her?
Well, I thought we had Patrick today.
Yes,
he
sir.
tried to get on yesterday.
One day early.
Yeah.
One day closer.
Chris, wait a second.
Oh, crap.
Never
I'm
mind.
sorry.
Never mind.
Never mind.
together, Reavers.
Yeah, come on, Chris.
What the hell's going on here? I gotta
yell at me when I talk to Pat off the air.
Yeah. Hey, Pat.
It's Friday.
Hey, have him check that score again because it was 1-0 Finland a couple hours ago. So.
Well, that's why we said, what's the final? And the final was 3-2 Canada.
Oh, I thought he said 5-0.
No, they beat somebody else 5-0, right?
Oh, okay. Canada won in
Women.
overtime. Canada pulled it out again, did they?
Well, my hope was Finland and the U.S. would play for the gold medal because it would reprise 1980.
Yeah, that's right. People don't remember that beating the Russians only put us in position to win the gold medal.
Okay, so now where are we with men's hockey? They play today. Is that to get into the finals?
That's one of two
Yes,
semifinals.
They play today against Slovakia, who they'll beat.
How many semifinals are there?
Dos.
So Canada is already advanced to the
already
finals.
in, and the U.S. Should beat lowly Slovakia, shouldn't they?
Okay, now do we know when that game is? The final game?
Right now.
No, the final game.
The final game is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 7:00 our time.
So about 1 in the afternoon over there.
Yeah, something
2
like
and
that.
something like
Reusse, what did you think of that OT yesterday with the women?
I was very proud of my girl Abby for lifting the stick there on that player on the breakaway in the 3-on-3, Abby Murphy, because if it would have been a Wisconsin player, she would have boarded her. Cross-checked her in the neck and shoved her into the boards and got a 5-minute major, but she controlled herself, which is... Kenny, you would love this girl. She could.
Oh, I do. Believe me.
As I say, she could start a riot in a nunnery.
Yep.
She's her mother. I got to know the family. Ed's an old pipe fitter from South Side of Chicago. Little guy, mouthy Bears fan, and but the mom, trauma nurse in a Chicago South Side hospital.
Ooh.
You think she's been in a little more dramatic situations than watching a hockey game?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So it's a great family, and she's been here, long enough to, vote. She's 6 years. She came, and the first year was the pandemic, and then she had the first year was an Olympic year. So the whole year didn't count. She was on that Olympic team, and then she got the pandemic year back, and then she got the Olympic year back. So she's been here 6 years, but she's going to come back and play in the playoffs this year here. So
Pat, do you know that this team was just completely filled with characters? Did you guys see the story of Haley Wynn?
No.
The defender. Grew up with 3 older brothers who all were there dressed in their USA shirts and just... They were like the Jokic brothers in the stands. It was fantastic. Mom posts a video like watching her growing up playing hockey. So she's got the 5-gallon pail, right? She's this little skater, and the 3 brothers are skating around her, knocking her on her ass and stuff. And she said, "This girl was born to play hockey." It was phenomenal.
Somewhere in New England or something.
I can't remember exactly where she's from, but I think you might. Yeah, I think it's the Boston area. I think you're right, Pat.
Yeah, well, Murphy's got 2 older brothers. One of them is a wrestler at St. Cloud State, was like a national runner-up in Division II. Dominic, big, tall kid. He's still going to school. He's been up there about 9 years. And but I did a column a couple of years ago, and Dominic, and they got a photo of Abby and Dominic together, and Abby's sitting on a mat, sitting there casually, and he's standing up. I think he got 14 marriage proposals out of it. He's a handsome, he's just this handsome, nice guy, great guy. But the 2 brothers, the whole family went over to, they're over there in Milan, though. So,
Pat, have you heard of this new sport? They keep inventing them to fill TV time, I think. There's no other reason. The ski mount, no, it's skimo or skima, where
you climb the hill? Is that the one?
You race up to some steps. You take your skis off. Right. You go up the steps, put your skis back on, and take off again.
But first you have to put...
I thought that was mountaineering.
Something like that.
There's skins on the skis, Joe, right? And they
I don't
climb a
know.
really steep hill, then they go upstairs,
But they
and then
take
it's
the
like a
skis off to go
downhill run.
upstairs. They go upstairs without the skis on. Then they got to put them on again and take off again.
And it's a downhill run with a jump.
Yeah.
Skimo,
So the
it's
guy
called.
could say,
Skimo.
well, I got beat. The guy could say, I got beat because my ski, putting my skis back on slowed me down. Huh?
Yeah, well, they all struggle, and then they go take off, and is
that part of the timing, or can you all get your skis on at the same time, or you got to get them? Is getting your skis on fast part of the competition?
Yes, yeah. It's a straight up race.
Yes.
Yep.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard of. No. Yesterday watched the half the second period, the whole third period, and the overtime, beating my Olympic watching time so far. I tried to watch the figure skating, and the music was so rotten I couldn't stand it, so I turned that off. So
well, we got a winner.
Better music.
We got a gold medal winner, Alyssa Liu from the Bay Area, and her hair is like the tail of a raccoon. It's it's striped. It's blonde, brown, blonde, brown, blonde.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
But she was wonderful. She was really fun to watch. I can't believe I just said that.
I'm watching short track.
The feminine side.
I'm watching short track racing right now. They ought to be allowed to punch each other. That would make it a lot more interesting.
No, you wanted shooting. You wanted to have guns.
A lot of the sports would be improved with shooting.
It's like roller derby.
Oh, I
kind
love
of
short track.
Yeah.
We're very bad in short track since the one guy that won all the medals, Ono or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Yoko. Whatever, Yoko.
Eric Heidt and then Ono.
No. Yeah, Ono.
Ono was the first name.
Ono, Apollo Ono.
Apollo Ono.
Yeah. But, this year it's just everybody
Also
else's.
But
if we, that I keep forgetting, won the hockey since '80.
That's right.
80.
Right.
Terrible.
I didn't realize we had such a problem with the Swedes. That was very revealing to me.
Yes.
Well, they lost because they got too many Swedes.
Oh.
Well, anyway, it's good that they won, and I'm a big fan of 3-3 in overtime right away. Don't mess around. We don't have to have one of those overtimes.
Pat, we had a high school game that went 3 days and 13 overtimes.
Was that a high school game or was that a?
I'm sorry. Under 12, 12 and under. Yeah.
Well, I think I got those. Who cares? Little brats out there, just flip a coin.
Well, see,
I tried to go that direction, Pat, and they
made
shouted,
it a ray of hope, Pat. Nobody interfered.
Shouted me down.
Nobody came out and said, "Well, you should all have a medal," and that didn't happen. They played till Cottage Grove beat St. Paul.
May I ask you a question? Let's say, I know Cottage Grove to St. Paul, that's not a long commute.
No.
Let's say you're Joe Souchery, you're the parent of one of those 12 U's. Joe, you got to have young Stephanie back here again tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I think it'd be
the
great.
hell I do.
So full of-
Well, I think it'd be great.
She can walk.
Right.
I'll just leave her here.
Well, I was up at St. Cloud State for a basketball game Wednesday, but I was talking to the AD, and their hockey crowds are way down for several reasons. But one of them is, she said we used to, when we started, we'd get a lot of youth hockey groups, and in there on the weekend, and the parents would all come. She says now they all got tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more of our kids in War Road than there are in St. Cloud on the weekend. They don't have any, it's everybody's got the tournaments, and so their mom and dad are going to go watch the kids. They're not going to go watch the Huskies. So
I understand you thought yesterday was Friday.
I did. I was a day off, and I said I had to tell Reavers, good catch.
It was a good, like Hank Keyboard. Good catch.
Good
Hank,
catch.
you're not in Brainerd. You're in Mille Lacs. Good catch.
Hank, you were we're not in Bemidji. You're supposed to be in Detroit Lakes. Good catch.
Pat, I thought of you and Joe yesterday. Our guy Jim Rich, covering sports for Fox 9, he's down in Fort Myers chronicling spring training. And I could tell he might have taken some advice from Jeff Passolt, because it kind of looked like he did the same.
He was changing shirts?
Changing shirts, doing the same GD report 4 different times.
Passolt was mad at me about that for about 10 years.
What happened? What did Passolt do?
Passolt was there he's down, they sent him down for a week, right, for spring training. So he comes into the dugout, he's interviewing guys, and he's got 6 shirts hanging there, right? So he knows that if he wears the same shirt, they'll know he was out playing golf,
Yeah.
So each guy interviews, he got 6 days of interviewing, an hour with 6 different shirts.
Well, he's no dummy. He just put on a different shirt.
No dummy. I was the dummy for ratting him out. He almost got him fired.
Yeah.
I can't believe you would do that to him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I needed a funny paragraph in my column.
Yeah.
So what the hell?
I had space to fill.
I had an obligation.
They should teach that in TV journalism school. That's brilliant.
That guy loved his golf too, man. He's the greatest. We patched her up. He's the greatest. He lives down in Naples or someplace down there. So.
Pat, I'll talk to you Monday.
All right, go Yanks. Go.
All right, thank you.
I want to see who's in charge of pouring Garen onto the plane if they win.
All right, thank you.
We are the champions.
I think if Billy wins, I think he's entitled to celebrate.
Who could blame
Do you need
him?
one of these?
I do.
All right.
But you know what I'd like to do first, Joe?
I don't know.
I'd like to talk to you about Hofferman Water and Connecticut, the best water treatment systems known to man, courtesy of Hofferman Water and Connecticut. But here's your first step, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get on that schedule and have them come up for that free water analysis. You do that one of 2 ways. You can dial them up directly at 612-895-2440 or book your appointment online at HoffermanWater.com. Either way, you get on that schedule. And as long as you're on that website, you can see every single different water treatment system known to man that they have to offer. And they are the best. I started out as a customer of Hofferman Water and Connecticut, and it's made an amazing difference in the quality of my water, and it will do the exact same thing for you as well. Your showers are better. Your laundry is better. Your cooking is better. Everything is better with Hofferman Water and Connecticut. 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic Podcast. Hello.
The scramble.
Thank you, John. John?
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Finally. Thank God today is Friday. TGTIG. It's the scramble!
This article really caught my eye, and I thought it would appeal to GLers.
What is it, Joe?
The worst day of the week to buy gas and the best time to fill up. And I thought it was going to be about the quality of the gas. But it's just merely about the price.
Let's take a guess.
Merely.
I monitor gas prices daily.
But this, I
Wait,
thought
you
it was,
meant like the after they fill the tanks, the top of the gas is a better gas than at the
I
bottom?
thought something like that. I was going to say, I thought they'd tell me that, go in on Mondays to get gas because it's fresh or something.
I want it fresh.
I want it fresh.
That's like me thinking skim milk is thicker than the whole milk.
That is borderline same.
And if I may add to this, Joe, when I worked at the gas station at Costco during our little break in the proceedings here, we got 10 trucks a day, so it was always fresh.
Oh, good.
What's the small talk with the delivery guys?
Well, can I tell you this? This has nothing to do with
stuff.
quality. This
It's
just
price.
has to do with price.
I can guess. Can I guess?
Well, no, look, you're the expert, you say?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you a quiz.
we got a
then.
guy that was in the
What's the
industry.
worst day to buy gas?
Friday.
Wrong.
Really?
Thursday.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Heading into the high demand weekend, gas prices tend to spike on Thursdays, which was the most costly day to fill up in 28 states.
Okay.
All right. What's the best day of the week to buy gas?
Tuesday.
Monday.
Stupid.
Okay. I was off by a day each time. Damn it.
Those
24 hours.
Those are really the only two questions.
Hell of a story, Joe.
wasn't much of it.
Let's hear about Uncle Gary again.
What's the worst time to book an RV and go to South Dakota on a vacation? Oh, when it's $4.20 per gallon.
Now, here's something. It's hard to believe this made print, but it says how to save gas no matter when you buy.
No.
And you know what one of the answers is?
Don't use the air
Drive
conditioning.
less.
Well, okay.
Okay,
really?
you know what? I wouldn't have needed
Thanks.
that. I would have figured that one out on my own.
I was expecting it to be, don't run the heat, don't run the AC, either
Turn it
freeze your
down, yeah.
beanbag
Well,
off. Or,
anyway, it has
Get on the freeway at
Coin
30
purse.
miles an hour.
Right.
it has nothing to
exactly.
do with quality. It
Set
has
your
to-
cruise control at 62 and a 70.
You remember when they told us 55 was the optimum speed for saving gas
yeah.
in the 70s or 80s?
Yeah.
Yep, that was great.
Those were fun times.
That was great. Thank you.
Good times. Yep.
Remember that time?
Hey, I have a question.
Go.
So, is your gas pump on the left side or the right side?
The
How do
what?
you tell?
Chris, don't do that voice.
Oh,
Where is he now?
Remember the John Madden video where she
yeah, that was
like,
funny. That was funny.
what's an ampersand?
Only because they come
Here we
to
go.
us.
My weekend's about to commence when you start doing this.
Only because they come to us all the way from Penguin, Tasmania, Australia, from the traveling Lymans who are at worldwidewaftage.com. Was on this day.
February 20th.
In 1811, Henry H. Sibley was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Can you say that name?
Henry H. Sibley.
Yeah, I thought we had to strike him from
Oh, they
that.
changed the name of the high school, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, 2 rivers, like 6 rivers.
A major player early in the state's history. Sibley was a fur trader, politician, businessman, military leader, and university regent. He died in St. Paul on Feb 18, 1891. What's that?
I can wait till you're done with this day in history.
On this day,
Feb 20.
in 1855, the territorial legislature created 12 counties. They're too long to read that. On this day,
Feb 20.
He'll read all 87 counties, but he won't do 12.
all right, they named them for Joseph R. Brown, explorer Jonathan
That's
Carver,
probably Carver County.
Dodge for Wisconsin Governor Henry Dodge and his son Augustus, Faribault for Jean Baptiste Faribault,
Yep.
Freeborn to a member of the territorial legislature,
Maybe your
William
instincts were
Freeborn.
right there at the beginning.
Maurer for Stillwater lumberman, John E. Maurer. Olmsted for St. Paul mayor, Dave Olmsted. Renville for fur trader, Joseph Renville. Stearns for Thomas, for legislator, Thomas Stearns. Charles Stearns.
Yeah.
Steele for pioneer, Franklin Steele. Todd
Kenny, what's
for
happening on the short track? Are they still
Todd for
spinning
Fort
around
Ripley,
there?
Commander John Blair.
I'm sending a text. Try not to bother
John
me.
Blair
Okay, got
Smith
it.
Todd. And Wright County for New York statesman Silas Wright. I don't know why we would have named one for
Number 12.
On this day,
Feb 20.
in 1862, more counties were created.
Good.
Three
These
are
the
named
B counties.
Three are named for bodies of water. Big Stone for Big Stone Lake, Chippewa for the Chippewa River, and Traverse for Lake Traverse. And then we had one Pope. Pennington, Pine, Pipestone, Polk, and Pope are your P counties. He was a cartographer, and Stevens was somebody, he did something.
What's a cartographer?
A map maker.
A
Thank
mapper.
you. Okay.
On this day,
Feb 20.
Minnesota,
More counties.
Minnesota got its first taste of the nationwide savings and loan debacle when Hal Greenwood Jr.,
Midwest Federal.
former chairman and CEO of the failed Midwest Federal Savings and Loan Association, a good tree to come to for shelter,
Yes. And let's cheer on our twins.
was sentenced by a federal judge in St. Paul to 46 months in prison in order to forfeit $3.6 million. Following a federal deregulation of the thrift industry during the 80s, savings and loans around the country had become overextended, and many engage in loans without sufficient reserves to cover themselves in the event of failure. Greenwood was one of the few savings and loan officials to be sentenced.
Hal Greenwood.
He's out now.
Yeah, 89 degrees. 89 years old. Not degrees.
And he's still with us.
No, he died in 2000, I believe.
At the age of 89?
Yes.
Huh.
Isn't debacle
I'm sorry,
a
he
great
died in
word?
2020.
Yes, it is.
Debacle is a wonderful word.
On this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history.
Who'd we lose to on Feb 20?
Well, on Feb 20, 2012, with 4.9 seconds left in overtime and down by 3 points, the Timberwolves' Martell Webster stole a Denver Nuggets inbound pass and went in for a dunk instead of trying to shoot a three to tie it.
Oh, my God. I remember that.
Yep. Yeah.
What a moron! That's it for today.
Oh, okay, that's it.
I have no more.
Hal was a pretty good
I'm not
guy,
going to
though.
give. No, he was a frightening guy to a kid. He looked like a spooky guy.
He met the Deuce.
Did he?
Yeah.
Met the dude?
Yeah.
Did he invent Midwest Savings and Loan? Is he the guy?
He went to Southwest High School. He graduated in 1950.
Huh.
And he had his hand in politics. He was friends of politics.
Apparently, those new headphones over there aren't hearing the theme music.
Oh, are we talking about Hal?
Yeah.
Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Oh, wait. This.
Wait.
Go ahead.
GLer of the Week. GLer of the Week.
Hustle.
Sean DeMulling of New Richmond, Wisconsin.
Right
Congratulations,
across the border.
Sean. You get the
Masters Maples.
Masters Maples gift pack.
That's right.
Sean DeMulling in New Richmond, Wisconsin.
You can upgrade your town council membership to an annual one to be eligible and get your name read in the closing seconds of the show and the week, just like Sean did.
Good luck.